What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Podcast. One of the hosts of the podcast. My name is Kyle Dabro. Just wanted to put out a disclaimer about this Tom Brady segment in regards to his retirement. So, at the time that Kevin and I sat down to do this segment about Tom Brady's retirement, Kevin and I had gone through multiple reports from several NFL circles. We heard from the likes of Adam Schefter of ESPN, Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, stating and reporting with confidence that Tom Brady is indeed retiring after completing his 22nd season in the NFL. Well, some of those reports, they haven't been recanted, but there's been some pushback on those reports from certain sources. One of those sources is Tom Brady's father, saying that it's been, I'm paraphrasing here, that it's been nothing but conjecture about these retirement reports. And it's also been reported that Tom Brady has contacted Buccaneers GM, I believe it's Jason Light, that he hasn't made a final decision on his playing future in the NFL. Now, if it happens to be the case that Tom does retire, the segment ahead is what Kevin and I have to say about Tom Brady's retirement. So nothing is official yet. We haven't heard from Tom specifically about this retirement issue, but this is what Kevin and I had to say about the possibility of Tom Brady retiring, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Tom Brady, Kyle's favorite player, the greatest quarterback of all time, has hung it up after 22 years. After 7 Super Bowls, multiple MVPs, multiple Super Bowl MVPs, and God knows how many records, he has decided to call it quits and walk away from the game. So, I mean, what's on everybody's mind right now, at least mine, Kyle, what are your immediate thoughts, bro? How do you feel?
Kev, it's just a bittersweet feeling right now. I've been trying to come up with like the best way to kind of like describe like what's going through my head right now. And I'm not sad that Tom Brady has retired. It's more of I'm glad that I was able to witness what he was able to bring to the NFL and NFL fans at large for over 20 years. I mean, listen, I'm a diehard Patriot fan. I've been a Patriot fan my entire life. And Tom Brady was single-handedly responsible for so much joy being a Patriot fan for the time that he was there. And even when he went to Tampa, I mean, granted, I was still a Patriot fan. That part's never going to go away. But I was always going to root for Tom wherever he went. And even in his first year in Tampa, I got to witness him win a Super Bowl in Tampa his first year there. I mean, just an incredible moment just to be there to experience winning his 7th Super Bowl, which is just unparalleled in NFL history. So, I mean, there's just so much to dive into with this. I mean, the start of his career, he was really kind of an underdog, a 6th round pick coming out of Michigan. I mean, for God's sakes, he was at one point the 4th quarterback on the depth chart his rookie season, and he damn near got cut by the Patriots in his rookie season, but the Patriots kept him on. He replaces Drew Bledsoe. He ends up propelling the Patriots to their first Super Bowl title against the Rams in 2002. They win 3 out of 4 Super Bowls within that time frame, and then transitions into really one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and takes the league by storm, throwing for 50 touchdowns in one season, threw 23 of them to Randy Moss, absolutely lit the NFL on fire with that. And even though that the team as a whole didn't have Super Bowl success when they lost to the Giants twice in 2008 and then I believe in 2011, 2012, I forget the year specifically, he was still playing at a top tier level. I mean, arguably he was the best quarterback in the league at that time. And then really like the last third of his career, I specifically and vividly remember that KC game on Monday Night Football, where the Patriots get smacked by the Chiefs. They lose 41-14. People are saying is this the end of Tom Brady? And this was back in 2014. And since then, the guy pulled off 4 Super Bowl titles, went to 5 of them, and basically was universally recognized as not only the greatest quarterback ever, you could arguably say that he's the greatest football player that has ever lived, and really the last third of his career. I have never seen a pro athlete finish a career the way that he did. He was unbelievable. Kevin, it's almost damn near magical. I never use that term magical. The guy was responsible for so much success, no matter whether it was with the Patriots or the Buccaneers. I mean, to go to the Buccaneers in his first season and turn that team from a 7-9 team to an 11-5 team and propel them to a Super Bowl in his first year. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, like LeBron James, when he went to Miami his first year after departing from Cleveland, he went to the finals, but he didn't win. And Miami was was a pretty decent team at the time. Tampa was not that good of a team. The fact that he was able to do that, it's unbelievable. I mean, the guy has had the best career in NFL history as far as I'm concerned. And I'm going to end it by saying this because, I mean, I could go on and on about this. There will never be another sports figure, for me personally, that will do what Tom Brady has done. This guy, to me, is the best sports figure as far as what he was able to do on the field I've ever seen. And it really does end an era as far as I'm concerned. And for me, this is like one of the last aspects of my childhood that has like officially come to a close, because I started watching Tom Brady when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I'm 26 now. And for him to provide all of the joyous moments that I was able to experience, and some of the tough ones like Super Bowl 42, which still haunts me to this day. I still have tough feelings about that game. I mean, really, all I have left to say is just thank you, Tom. Thank you for the amount of moments that you were able to provide, not only to me, but to New England for 20 years, to Tampa for 2 years, and the impact that you leave on the game. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's not really much else left for me to say after that.
I mean, obviously, I can't follow up with that any better than what you did. You being the diehard Patriots fan, Tom being your GOAT, Tom being the GOAT, should I say, excuse me, Tom being your favorite player. But for me, Tom Brady and I have a love-hate relationship. Obviously, Tom Brady went up against Peyton and kept us from countless Super Bowls, countless divisional games, and I mean, you name it. That rivalry itself, before Kyle and I knew each other, was just something that was must-see TV. Now, Tom beating us all the time made me grow some type of hatred for him at a young age, because I was just like, damn it, Peyton can't beat him. Like, damn it, man, the Colts can never shake that Patriots. That Patriots rivalry. And then, of course, in 2006, when we overcome and beat them in the AFC Championship, that was a game in which I was able to say, oh my God, like, we came back and we did it and we won that Super Bowl. So I can't say that we lost to them all the time. But over the course of my life since I've been watching football, it was always the Patriots and the Colts, the Patriots and the Colts. The Steelers were thrown in there a couple of times, you know what I mean? I'm not going to, the Chargers were, but it was always Brady and Manning. As I got older, I grew to appreciate that. And then I met Kyle when I moved to Florida, and we started talking about that rivalry. We started actually conversing about, wow, like, we're witnessing greatness. And Peyton, of course, leaves to Denver, has that whole injury, and then, of course, wins the Super Bowl with Denver, well, goes to 2, and then, wins 1. But overall, I started to grow appreciation for Tom and say, wow, like, we're witnessing something we've never seen before. Drew Brees retires, Peyton Manning retires, Eli Manning retires, Phillip Rivers retires, all these quarterbacks retire. And Tom is still playing at a level in which we're saying, holy shit, this man is the greatest of all time. And I was telling Kyle when I was on the way home just a few minutes ago, I said, damn, like, to me, Tom really became the GOAT when he passed Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw with 5 Super Bowls. Now, I knew that because he was playing at such a high level that it was just a matter of when he hangs it up, he was going to be the greatest of all time statistically, in which he is in almost every single statistical category that a quarterback can have. So you have 7 Super Bowls, 3-time MVP, 3-time All-Pro, 15-time Pro Bowl, 5-time Super Bowl MVP out of 7, comeback player of the year, offensive player of the year. I mean, god damn, he has every single award you can possibly have. technically you can break it into 3 Hall of Fame careers in one. Obviously, the early 2000s where he won 3 Super Bowls, the early 2010s where he was in multiple Super Bowls and he was able to unfortunately he lost a couple there, obviously losing to the Giants, losing to the Eagles, coming back against the Falcons. But I mean, like, that's going to be the next wave of what I'm referring to. The third year is gonna, or the third the
Third,
third career would be coming up against the Falcons, finding a way to overcome the Rams. Of course, winning a Super Bowl in Tampa, like, legitimately within his illustrious 22-year career, you can technically break down 3 NFL careers and say that they're all Hall of Fame careers within those divisions or within those 3 sections. So to Tom Brady, as much as I hated you growing up, as jealous as I was of the success, as upset as I was at always losing to you, thank you for providing some of the greatest football memories of my life. Thank you for being the greatest quarterback that I have ever seen. Thank you for just providing amazing football, man. Those battles, whether it was with Peyton or Phillip or Eli or anybody, as much as I hated the result a lot of the times, you literally provided some of the greatest football that the world has ever seen. And I can't say thank you enough, man. It's like Kyle and I always say, as some of our favorite players retire, and unfortunately one of them passing away with Kobe Bryant, I stand by what I said. We grew up in the greatest generation of sports because we had Kobe. We had Tom Brady. We had Derek Jeter in the Yankees dynasty. You can't say anything else. Like, you really can't combat what we grew up with and the rivalries that occurred within our era from 94, 95, all the way up until today. Our favorite players truly and honestly changed the dynamic of how some of these sports are now played. And again, Tom, 22 years, man. I'm 27. I've been watching football since basically 5, 6. Thank you, bro. Genuinely, thank you for amazing, amazing times.
it's just incredible. It's just, to go from this underdog from Michigan to go all the way to what is pretty much universally recognized as the greatest football player of all time. Well, you could say greatest quarterback of all time. I don't know anybody's like arc in NFL history that has had something like that. I mean, literally, it's like 1 in a million that Brady would be the one that would take that journey and just go to where he went to his entire career. It's just, it's like I said, just his entire journey in the NFL has been unbelievable. And, it's like we said, it's like this is like the end of an era as far as I'm concerned, because, it's the end of just a great time of football in what we grew up on. We watch guys like Tom Brady. We watch guys like Peyton Manning. We watch guys like Drew Brees. Tom was the last one. And now you have the new generation of quarterbacks that are coming into the fold, like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. There's a lot of up and coming stars in the NFL. But to me personally, they will never hold the significance that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees had, because those are the guys that I idolized growing up. And to me, to see Tom Brady have the career that he had, and mind you, there have been thousands of NFL players that have come through the NFL. Thousands, probably tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. And to me, if I could narrow it down to one guy as the greatest of all time, it's Tom. And it's like, bro, it's like, he's my guy. He's, I
Rightfully
know,
so.
I know a lot of people are going to be a little bit sore about this one. This one's going to sting a little bit for some people. But I promise I wouldn't cry. I promise I wouldn't get emotional. But it truly is a bittersweet moment for me. But it's like I said, I'm not sad that it's over. I'm just glad that I was able to witness it. And I'm pretty sure you had that same sentiment as well.
Yeah, despite him kicking my team's ass for the majority of my life, but
Kevin, it wasn't just
at
your
the end
team.
of the day,
It was pretty much everybody.